Good afternoon, YouTubers. That's better. There's a lot of sun going on in this top room. I've got sun blocks here and there and trying to keep it all out, but perhaps it's the wrong time of day to be making videos. Maybe in the morning it'll be better. It's afternoon now. In fact, it's coming up to 5 o'clock. Anyway, my next video, I'm going to talk about my next airsoft rifle, which is the M16. As you can see, this is a Cyma M16. This arrived yesterday, and I've seen other people do videos on this particular gun, so I'm not going to unbox it and show you all the tedious leaflets and things. I'm just going to show you, this is European version, okay? It doesn't come with the sling. This is the sling I got for the Thompson. I took it off the MP18, but it's got US on it, so it just clips on nicely, and I got that on Amazon. It was a Thompson replica sling. Fits on there really nice, and magazine comes off. It's got a big capacity magazine on this. Other people will tell you all about that. It's got a wheel on the bottom for winding it up. It's got a little trap door on the top. That works really well. Now I have a close-up look at this. It hasn't got any snide markings all over it. I've seen some with skull and crossbones and danger, keep away, 100 metres and loads of things in Arabic. There's nothing at all, just safety, semi and full auto. Okay, it does fire in full auto. I didn't have a battery for it. I did put a battery in. And one of the things I really like about the M16 is I had one. I used to own one. I had a firearms license in the UK in the 1980s, mid to late 1980s, and I had a 2.2 long fire version, rimfire, and it was identical, absolutely identical to this, except it didn't have the what do you call that? Anyway, can't remember. Pushing the bolt forward. It did have a 2.2 magazine that was hidden in the bottom. There was a giveaway button on the side. What was it called? It was called an Amy Jaeger or something like that. I think it was Italian, but it was identical in every way to this, and I love this. I mean, I just picked it up and I thought, wow, it's exactly like it. I mean, I really liked that gun. It was really cheap, and 2.2 rimfire. I mean, that's so cheap. It's the cheapest ammunition in the world, isn't it? And like I say, it didn't have the release for the magazine. Obviously not, because the magazine was down here, little slide out 2.2. I only had the one magazine for it, and I was shooting it one day like this, boom, 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 and I had one round that went off before it went into battery, and it just blew the bottom of the magazine off and hurt my hand. My hand was like dancing around, and I lost the bottom of the magazine. I lost the spring and the ramp. I managed to find the ramp and the spring eventually, but I never did find the bottom cover for it, so I had to improvise by welding a key on the bottom. So anyway, it's beside the point. It's absolutely identical in every way. The only thing I think is a bit weedy and flimsy about this is the butt stock. Lets it down a bit. It's a bit light, and it doesn't feel solid. I mean, if you were, it's not certainly not squaddy proof like the real one. You know, if you hit someone in the face with the butt will break off, I'm sure. Now it is electric. It does have a battery. I didn't have a battery. Got one off Amazon. It's got a buttstock though, and it's got this stupid rubber buttstock. It's a bit of a fiddle. You've got to take a screw out to get the back off, and then the battery goes in there. But the bad news is that when you put this stupid back cover on, I've had it on and off a few times. There, it's on. There's a screw, okay, which you've got to put in, which means you've got to locate a hole blind in the dark, and it's very, very tricky and hard to find the hole for it to screw into. So I just thought I'd leave it out for now. I mean, the butt thing seems to stay on, but I mean, I think that could be a better design, and I think the butt itself could be a bit more solid feeling, but other than that, it's absolutely brilliant. You know, it's even got the bolt thing that holds it back, the catch, and the dust cover. Brilliant. Positions on the safety, you've got safety, obviously you've got semi-auto, and you've got full auto. And I can't wait to shoot it. Obviously there's nothing in it at the moment, so I'll put the battery in, I've fully charged the battery, and we're ready to go, apart from that stupid screw. More on that later. This is the Vietnam era style, and since Vietnam, the Americans have looked at this gun and they've thought, well, we really like it, and we're gonna make it better. So what can you do to a gun that's pretty perfect to start off with? Well, the M4 came along, and there's various modifications, all modifications on the M16. You can get it with different magazines. Obviously you can get longer magazines, because, you know, in Vietnam they were up against the AK-47, which is a very good gun. I'm not knocking the AK, and it had a 30 round magazine, and this didn't. This had about a 20 round, I think. And so longer magazines were the first thing that people wanted, and then they wanted to mount things on the all kinds of torches and nonsense that goes on there, and so they changed the style of this. They made the barrel shorter. There was a commando version, wasn't there? And they have the stock that slides in and out with the button. You can adjust it. Now, when I was in the army, they said to us, you know, we could change the thickness of the butt plate with the FN, and so you'd try 3 different, small, medium, and large, I suppose, to find out which one fitted you best. And the armourers would put an according butt plate on there, small, medium, or large. But of course, with the Americans, with the later ones, they just pull a little button and they can pull it in and out, and whoever's using it can adjust it for size, and it is pretty ambidextrous actually. I like that. I mean, I'm right-handed, so it doesn't bother me, but if you're left-handed, you know, this configuration on the top, pretty much work for anyone, wouldn't it? I like that. I like that. And that's one of the things that the British FN rifle did not have, you know, for shoving the bolt forward. Forward assist, that's what it's called, forward assist. And many times I've got dirt in mine because the FN didn't have the dust cover. So you've been marching along for miles and miles across fields, and you get dust and grit in there. Once you fire it, bang, it doesn't go forward again. As it goes forward, it stops, and that forward assist may have helped, but the FN didn't have that, and you couldn't push the carrier forward because it was on a slide which wasn't attached to the bolt. It was only good for pulling the bolt back, whereas the AK had a bolt sticking out of the actual working parts, and you could ram it forward into battery and fire again. So, you know, there's pluses and minuses, and the first time I fired an M16 I thought, wow. Because don't forget, I was in the army in '79, and the Americans were still wearing steel helmets, the M1s, and they had M16s like this, and I thought, wow, that is super cool. It's dead light, you know, compared to the FN, which was really quite heavy, and I really liked it. So the M16's evolved. The Americans have still got the M16, but they've got more modern variants of it. The M4 in all its different variants. The AR-15, 16, did they do it in 7.62? I think they did. And you can configure these things any way you want now. The carrying handle's gone. They've got Picatinny rails everywhere for scopes and optical sights, everything. But I really like the old style M16. For me, this is good enough, and this is what I want. And I thought to myself, yeah, that's the one I want. It's really, really good. And let's face it, this is an airsoft gun, so I don't need a telescopic sight. I can see perfectly well through this. I'm firing bursts, because there's no accuracy with balls and smooth balls. You know, there's a reasonable amount of accuracy there, but you get your accuracy from firing a quick burst in the right direction. Hopefully one of those balls is going to hit, and I'm very keen to fire it and see how we get on. I really am. Thanks for watching. Okay, light protection on. Battery's fully charged. Let's go. What could go wrong? Okay, I didn't fire anything, nothing at all. When I took the magazine out, all the balls fell on the floor. I must be doing something wrong. Okay, well the rubber butt plate fell off. I did manage to get the screw back in and screwed it on, but the rubber butt plate just dropped off first time out while I was shooting it. And I'm figuring maybe I've got to wind the spring up more. So I'll give it about 50 winds and a few more. Let's try now. Select single shot. Oh, another lemon fell off. So I was told that you wind this wheel until they show up in the top there. But you have to wind it up more than that. I mean, how much do you have to wind it? Is this the wind up? Definitely needs to look into the magazine more, because something is not right. Okay, well I've just watched the video, because what I'd done is I'd put balls in it and I'd wound the thing up until they appeared at the top, and I give it about 50 more winds. But apparently not. Apparently you've got to wind it a lot more than that. So I'm going to fill it up with balls and I'm going to find out how many times I've got to wind it before the springs is wound up enough. Apparently it makes a funny noise when it's fully wound, so let's find out. Because I've never ever had one of these magazines before, you can probably tell. I'm sure there are kids out there that could tell me. Right, it appears to be full. Top on that. This is the sun in this room. This time of day, I've got a big board up in the window there to block it out. Right, so I wind this little wheel on the bottom until the yellow ball appears. Then let's see how many winds of the wheel I've got to do.
This could take some time. Well, it's 50, that's where I was before.
Seventy-four winds. Let's go see if it'll shoot. My glasses were steaming up there. Well, that was much better. No one told me you had to wind it up, but I know now. At least with Airsoft you don't have to wear ear defenders. As for the target, yes, small bursts in fully auto definitely work. Overall, I think it's very good. I like the gun. I like it a lot. I'll have to play with it more, obviously. I think I've covered everything. I can see you having to wind that magazine up a lot. So I'll have to look into other alternative magazines that you can buy. Maybe battery powered ones, I don't know. Thanks for watching.